Welcome to episode 16 of my weekly series, podcasts, all of the above, variety show, variety talk, blah blah, yakety yak, all of that. No, this is episode 16 of Place of D. It's me, Coach D, as always, hosting this thing. And it's kind of refreshing to be back. I really want to do a nice Memorial weekend episode, and it just got crazy for me last weekend, and I just felt like the lust was gone by recording it or doing it on Tuesday or Wednesday when I kind of got back home and settled in. So I just didn't do one last week. I kind of wanted to talk about Memorial Day and veterans and all the people, military, all that stuff. My granddad was a vet, and uncles and things of that nature. So it's pretty important to me, and I really want to do a segment about that. Hopefully next year I'll maybe next week. I guess I could just I suppose at some point. I mean, I do variety random stuff every week anyway. Why can't I just redo it? I probably could have did it here, but whatever. Hope everybody had a great holiday weekend, and just I know getting back to work and all that stuff is probably just rough for everyone, but yeah, into the first week here of June, halfway through the year, which is pretty wild, but here we are, and here we are with 16 episodes of Play Some D, which, as I say every week, is cool for me because consistency is key, and being able to do this is every week is the goal for me. So 16, and with 16, I have a couple interesting topics. Well, a few of them kind of just carry into. Well, no, I think only obviously the sports fans incidents that happened during the first week of the playoffs, and just sports fans in general. I wanted to speak on last week. That was going to be one of the quarters, so that rolled over this week. We got news of Coach K. Got to give Coach K his flowers. So that's going to be a topic here today as well. I'm going to do probably, hopefully it's not extended. Hopefully it's not an extended quarter, but I'm going to do QB, NFL QB rankings. Yeah, I just felt like that would be fun. So yeah, I'm going to do QB. I'm going to do QB rankings and talk about Black Wall Street. It's been 100 years, and yeah. So, as always, thanks for watching. If you like, if that's your thing, if we got here and you think it's cool, I would appreciate if you guys like, appreciate if you guys subscribe. If not, thank you anyway. Appreciate you. So yeah, just speaking on is that right? Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, so just first quarter. Just that was the topic at hand. It is Ball Wall Street. Yeah. Yeah, no. Guess to just do some on screen editing here. On screen editing. It don't matter. Oh, let me fix it. Let me fix it in this right spot too. Technical difficulties, they happen. I think I was watching basketball while I was typing that. I don't know. Whatever. Black Wall Street. So it's been 100 years just this past May 31st, June 1st. Yeah. So it it's something that I didn't learn about until probably 6 or 7 years ago, which is pretty crazy. I mean, uh, Tom Hanks came out, and I don't know if it was Wall Street Journal or New York Times. One, he did a opinion piece, or I don't know exactly how he did it. I didn't read all of it, but I did see the headlines. He's talking about it's something that should be taught, and it definitely is. There's a number of articles that touched on like the cover ups and things of that nature. And I don't really want to speak on any of that stuff because that's kind of evident. That's kind of, it's a part of the times back then. Unfortunately, that's just how the U.S. was. I mean, that's pretty much how this country was built on that type of activity. And the people in charge aren't going to highlight their wrongdoings or want it to be really well known. I mean, that's kind of just unfortunate but logical thinking when you think about it in the grand scheme of things. So I don't really want to talk about that. I did just really want to just highlight it because I do think it's important. It's not much here. It's not much I can say here that information you can't find. Like I said, it's 100 years. I kind of wanted to speak on. I'm gonna touch on this. I'm gonna touch on like kind of a little bit of the possible revival. I guess you can say. Actually, I could kind of start. It has kind of start there. So it looks as if it's not actually like a black. They say it's more like a black Main Street now. A spokesperson of the Greenwood Chamber of Commerce, the chamber owns a stretch of about 10 buildings in Greenwood's business district on Greenwood Ave, which was the original heart of the Black Wall Street. The spokesperson notes that the chamber's businesses currently generate more than $4 million back in the Tulsa community per year, and that's majority of those businesses are black owned and operated. So still, when he asked to compare Greenwood today to its pre-1921 heyday, Sherry Gamble Smith, founder and CEO of Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce, a separate organization, said there's no comparison to what the spirit of Black Wall Street was back before the massacre. There were a lot of thriving business owned by and catered to the black community. Today, though, the black community does not own nearly as much property in Greenwood, making it more difficult for black business owners to thrive in areas who herself runs an event business as well as a mentoring program for women and children. So she also states that the key to restoring spirit of Black Wall Street culture is for more black entrepreneurs to have the means to own commercial property, younger generation. And that's really what I want to talk about, it being 100 years, but I think the future is more so, because like I said, finding the past and knowing about the history. I think NPR has a segment where I think they have like 3 videos you can watch to learn about it, and then there's a talking point where they speak on it. So the history can be found. I will brush over a little bit of it here in a second, but the main thing was just the thought of the younger community, younger generation embracing it and having the opportunity to do something, I think, cool there. Because I did see something, I forgot which site or which company or media company, whoever it was that spoke about restoring Black Wall Street and just it won't, like, they showed some renderings. I thought it was cool to see like some renderings of what it would look like and things. I saw some stuff that just kind of got my gears moving, and just thinking like, just the, I guess, spirit is the word that Sherry Gamble Smith uses here, but I think it's just the I don't know what the word is. It's like a, not momentum, but just the idea of restoring something so prestigious, and I think that the opportunity there to do it and people supporting it, I think that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Like people supporting the efforts to go into to making this, at least trying to make this what it was, would just be cool. I just think it would be awesome. Obviously, the most of the people in Tulsa would have to do it. Having a bunch of millionaires and things like that recreated would be, I feel like, be kind of staged. I feel like I think organically just rebuilding it and almost in a sense knowing that it will be supported and it's not going to be torn down, you know, would be awesome for history, for rewriting history, and for Black entrepreneurs in general. So I think there is an opportunity here, whether it's Black Wall Street, Black Main Street, whatever, just that community coming and rebuilding it, putting it back together in a organic way would be really, really, really cool, in my opinion. I know that's tough. It's easier said than done, but it just sounds, it just made me think like that would be sweet if, it had a 100 years after. It obviously would have been cool if it was a staple right now, but just that forward momentum to get it going now, 100 years after, where there is understanding of it and knowledge of it, and people wanting to put effort into it and make it something again. That would be awesome. But as far as the history of it goes, May 31st, 1921, white mob, pretty much, destroyed Greenwood. Worst racial massacre in U.S. history in a matter of hours. 35 square blocks was ashes. Countless Black people were killed. Estimated range from 55 to more than 300, and 1,000 homes and businesses were looted and set on fire. They even say, I guess some of the more things that I guess are argued more than anything is that they were actually dropped airstrikes or aerial bombs or whatever on it, which I mean, yeah, could have been orchestrated, but I guess that's the one part that I guess is still controversial, but I'm pretty sure it happened. I mean, whatnot. And in the weeks following the massacre, Tulsa Chief Police ordered his officers to go to all the photography studios and confiscate all the pictures taken of the So that's what I'm talking about. The cover ups and stuff. This article from CNBC is the silence is layered. Obviously, that's for for people to go and gather information on themselves. I'm not going to speak into that, like I said, because that's just what America was built on. That that's America pretty much in a nutshell. So that's a whole different topic for a whole nother day. But like I said, I kind of wanted to keep it more in the realms of just, wouldn't it be cool if Greenwood got rebuilt organically, and then maybe if there was other dollars and things of that nature that compile on that to really make it glorified and maybe be a real staple of a essential Black Wall Street in that nature. But I think organic is the biggest thing, and with people knowing about it, hearing about it, learning that story, and knowing what took place there, it's huge. And with it being 100-year anniversary of that, and important people talking about it, putting in the spotlight, is where you start. And we'll see where it goes. But there is, like I said, like I mentioned before, there's a Black, what they consider now, it's not Black Wall Street, but Black Main Street. There is stuff there. There are people that are actively looking to make that community in Tulsa strong, vibrant again. Obviously, probably won't ever be back to what it was, but growing it with that knowledge and knowing that, man, this was something, and let's see. This was something, and let's see if we can get it. See if we can get some momentum and get it going. maybe direction that it could have once been had it not been massacred. But that's first quarter, and it's Black Wall Street, and yeah, just type it in, and you never heard about it, learn some history, and you know. So for quarter number two, I just want to briefly speak on sports fans. So I found so first there were incidents, the popcorn pour on Russell Westbrook, Trae Young getting spit on, and the fan running on the court, and the water bottle being thrown at Kyrie. I think those were the four recently. As far as fans acting up right now, it might be a mixture of things. I know a lot of people conjoin. I heard a lot of people talking about, forget sports fans, talking about people on airplanes. They're acting crazy too. Could be a whole different quarter as well. But fandom is extreme. I think it always has been, but I think at this day and age, it's only been heightened, especially with social media and people rooting and enraging, and so people are in stands. They pay a bunch of money. If things don't go their way, they may get upset. You feel like nobody will see me. Maybe somebody will see me, and I'll never come back to the game. I don't care anyway. I just came because maybe I got extra money. I don't even like sports, but I just want to be a social media meme or be on Sports Center or ESPN or the news or whatever, i.e. the fan that just ran on the court. There's a lot of different topics of how to handle them, and I just don't think you really give it the energy. I mean, fans are going to act out at some point. If they're doing it every single game, and maybe you can start looking into more and more things, but it's not that frequent. I mean, it happens. I know Russ mentioned, he's had his incidents and his run-ins, and Kyrie talked about the fans in Boston. Fans are going to scream and yell retarded, stupid things. That's fandom. That's a part of the game. It's a part of all the games. I mean, you go to baseball stadiums, it's just weird sometimes in there. I haven't been into a bunch of football games, but it's just like somebody's fighting the other team's fans all the time. Like, you like a team, I like a team. We disagree. My team win, your team lose, and then we fight and maybe hurt each other or whatever. Like, is it really ever worth that? No. But once again, that is what has been conjured up in the world of sports. So to say, let's not give them coverage, let's ban them, let's prosecute them, all the above, you can do whatever you want, but it's not necessarily going to stop them. So for the prosecution angle of assault and things of that nature, those fans will probably get a decent lawyer, and it won't happen. You threw a water bottle at somebody, you poured some popcorn on somebody, you probably get a fine. At the harshest, I don't know what you go to jail for, but you're not in jail for forever. You know what I mean? Like, the NBA banning those fans, and even taking it further, banning those fans that you can I guess you could take it a little further with the bans, maybe banning like friends of friends, so you can't find another way in if you were that fan. Whoever you came with, so it's more like of a accountability thing. Like, you don't let your friends throw a water bottle, you slap them. Like, you don't want other people looking bad as well. So that may be the nature of it. But as far as like, you know, prosecutions and putting them on TV saying, hey, look at this fan, don't ever let this guy in, mug shots and things of that nature, fans are going to act up. Worst case scenario, you limit opportunities. Fans don't get to sit as close. Only certain people get to sit. You may get to do stuff like that. People with certain credentials, season pass holders and things of that nature may you get more of those that where you hold people accountable. So if season pass holders not going to give their season pass tickets to somebody they might throw something on, and then that gets them revoked. So there's a couple of different ways I think the sports, maybe in NBA more so because they're so much closer. Like NFL fans aren't really close enough. I'm sure they scream at them and stuff like that, but they don't, throwing stuff. It's usually at the refs, the end or something like that. And baseball too, I guess the fans aren't really that close. All those fans that are close, they're like covered with like nets and things of that nature. So basketball just may have to do something with like pushing the fans back possibly. But screaming and yelling and name calling and stuff, that'll never stop. And that's just what sports has built. That's how they built the fan culture, with jerseys and support your team and support this and support that. Like, you give so much to a sports team, and I don't know realistically, another topic for another day, what a sports team gives back to an individual. But fandom in general, the topic, like I said, it's a whole nother topic, but just thinking about that in the grand scheme of things, like you give all this for your team. What does your team give back to you? A championship that you go and run around and celebrate in the street for? They celebrate somewhere else. They're, hanging out. Like, I love sports. Love sports. Love competition. Love basketball. Love football. Baseball, another topic for another day as well. Sound like a broken record. Tennis. Don't watch much golf, but golf is actually cool when you watch, especially at the end. I said tennis cool, boxing. People love UFC. UFC is highly competitive. There's all that type of stuff. Sports are great. But when you get to the fandom, it's entertainment. Like, there definitely should be a line drawn in the sand, and fans are habitual line steppers. And I don't think there's no coming back from that. And, but I said it'll only escalate, and then the sports leagues will just have to make appropriate judgments and tinker with things. And, like I said, maybe just restrict fans from certain things until it calms down. But it'll never be, mild-mannered of any sorts. But those instances were wild. And then there's this Bleacher Report article I came across that had the 30 absolute worst fans in sports history. A Philly fan gets tased in 2010. That was number 30. Philly fan throws up on dad, 11-year-old daughter. I don't know. 2-year-old girl murdered for crying. That's Monica Seles gets stabbed by a fan. 10-cent beer night. Now let's kill. 1974. Drinking too much, partying too hard, desperate need. Yeah, so it's actually interesting just to see all this. These are like crazy. I only read the ones at the top. I kind of wanted to do like my reaction to the number ones and number two, but these seem crazy. 13 is Vancouver riots. So yeah, I only looked at number 30. These are Bleacher Reports. You can look it up if you want to. The Bleacher Reports 30 absolute worst fans in sports. So like I said, this is fandom. It's a whole thing there. Fandom, yeah. So halftime, skipping right through to give arguably the best college coach his flowers. And we are talking about none other than Michael Krzyzewski. Mike Krzyzewski, to be exact. I might be screwing up his name a bit, but Michael William Krzyzewski, Duke Blue Devils head basketball coach. He was assistant Indiana, then Army, then Duke in 1980. His overall head coaching record is 1,170. That's number one. Jim Boeheim is behind him. His Duke record is 1,097 and 302. Averages about 25 wins a season, which is amazing. And I kind of wanted to touch here because a few people have asked me what I think about Coach K retiring. It was big news. To me, it wasn't surprising or big news at all to me, but to the sports world, it was. I think it was something that I guess people were anticipating at some point, but I thought it would have been a while ago. I mean, this man has done great stuff. He never went to the NBA, which I thought he would give a shot. But I guess after you coach, he got gold medals in 2008, 2012, 2016. 2016 is when I thought he may decide, like, let me go coach basketball for a little bit before I retire. But it's like, why coach an NBA team where I get the opportunity every couple of years to coach the best basketball players in the world? So that kind of made sense. But then it gets to some point where it's like, you do want to taste John Wooden's championships, but he's not catching them. John's got 10. Mike has 5. He does have opportunity to possibly get one more, but he's running into his 80s just to try to catch John Wooden's. Even after a couple seasons ago, I forgot when he won the last one. Man, it's probably here somewhere. He won the last one in 2015. Yeah, so that's what I thought. 2015. So I guess he gave himself, that's 5. Give himself 5 to 7 more years to get 5 more. Yeah, he probably knew that wasn't gonna happen. And that's what I thought too. I remember when they said 5 and John had 10, like, he's not catching them. And I figured after you do the Olympics, let me go to the NBA for 2 seasons till I get a championship in the NBA. That's what I was thinking. And then kind of retire, early 70s, because he'll be, 76, and, he's made a fortune and he's had a good life. So, you want to enjoy it as in my opinion, being Coach K. So, honestly, that's really all I wanted to say, is just that I'm not surprised that he is retiring. I think it's much later than I personally expected. Some people, it sounds like they expected him to go longer. I mean, it's like, for what? Either take the next challenge, I think, or retire, because I say you're not catching that. You may want to cement your wins. Maybe you don't want Jim to catch you, but you can't live. He's over 1,000 wins. If Jim goes on and coaches forever, and forever, he can have that. But Coach K knows who he was. He held this, and yeah, probably could he keep on going, keep on coaching? Sure, but what's it worth? Life. You want to, life. I think that's a good, just life. Just kind of just leave it at that word. You want to enjoy that, recruiting and being a rock star for so long is just, I imagine it has to get exhausting. I don't live that lifestyle. I don't know. But yeah. He played ball under Bob Knight. Went to West Point. Most people know all of the accolades. 5-time champion, Final Four 12 times, 15 NCAA tournament champions, 3-time Coach of the Year, 5-time ACC Coach of the Year. I guess the FIBA American Championships. Oh, he's assistant coach for that. Yeah, Beijing, London, and Rio. NBA coaching offers. At least 5 times he was given an opportunity. In 2011, he was given the opportunity to coach the Timberwolves. In 2010, the Nets were going to pay him 12 to 15 million. Coach the Nets. So yeah, he has opportunities. Like I said, I'm surprised he never took those. Bunch of awards. The man is a legend. Lead eight in 18 and 19. He actually won the championship back to back in 91 and 92. I actually didn't know that. Yeah, so that's Coach. I said that's Coach K. I obviously wanted to do a segment about Coach K. I didn't want to wait until I may redo it again. Hopefully, talk about this again after the official retirement, after he goes through the season. Hopefully, kills it in the NCAA tournament, competes. Hopefully he has he does have opportunity. He has a good team coming back, so they'll fight for him too, knowing this is last season. So I'll reconvene after the retirement, but I did want to get in a segment about Coach K. I thought that was just very, very important here. And then, yeah, so just to round this out, don't want to go too crazy too far, but I do want to do a QB power rankings. So what I have actually is a tier list. So I have a tier list, and I just labeled it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this thing has like Drew Brees on it. One of them, yeah, Drew Brees. So yeah, I'm just putting him in the unknown just because I guess I could have left him down here. I mean, he's not in the league. This is just a tier list for this year's quarterback. I think there's somebody else in here that doesn't belong in here, I suppose. But yeah, Gardner Minshew's in here. Holy moly. So yeah, it's gonna be in order. I'm ranking them. The tier list. I had to put something in here. Actually, I could actually leave this blank, right? Actually could leave it blank. Because it's not about a tier. I'm actually just going to rank them with left to right. So obviously Patty Mack is the best QB in this jump, and I'll probably rearrange throughout. But number 2 is definitely Aaron. Aaron is for sure number 2. I don't think Tom is number 3. I guess it probably goes tier list because after these guys, maybe it's Russ. Maybe it's Russ, Deshaun, and yeah, it does actually gets tough. I didn't even actually really sit here to think and look at this at all. Brian Tannehill. So let's go. Derek. So Dak, Matt. I think I'll readjust this for sure. Tom. So Tom would probably be after Deshaun. So Daniel Jones Drew Lock and my man, Josh Allen. These boys right here are game wreckers. They will wreck a game, and that's in a good and a bad way. So I do want to throw Matt Stafford up here. I'd probably take Matt Stafford before Dak. No, I don't. I don't think I do. I don't think I do. Golf, Lamar. I feel like I think that's right. I think Lamar should go there. Kyler, Baker, Josh Allen. Josh Allen is pretty good. He actually is pretty good. I think he's better than Baker. He's better than Kurt. Joe B. Joe B's better than Baker. But Baker's better than Kurt. Big Benny. Oh, Mitch. Poor Mitch. Poor Mitch. All right, Carson. Carson's better than Baker. I think Carson's better than all these guys actually. I think Joe's better than Josh. Derek Carr. It's probably better than Kurt. Herbie's iffy. I actually like Herbie better than Matt Ryan. Alex Smith retired, right? Big Ben is in here somewhere. Daniel Jones is better than Ben for sure. Ben's low ball. Ben's low. Matt Goff. Jared Goff is better than Kurt. I don't know where Sammy and Cam's is worse than Ben. Tua. Alright. Zach. Yeah. Baker. G. Alright. So I think Justin Fields the best rookie. And he's better than these guys. I don't think these guys are better than Darnold. Teddy. Oh, Jimmy. Jimmy can go. Jimmy and Goff are right there. Oh, Ryan. I think Ryan's better than Baker. I think Ryan's better than him too. I definitely take Matt Stafford over these two guys. Pretty sure. I think this is right. For sure. Zach Wilson. He's got to be better than Roethlisberger, right? Has to be. I mean, he has to be better than Roethlisberger. Jalen Hurts. No. Mitch, no. Tua. Tua's better than Ben. I don't know. Tua's probably here. Tua's better than Daniel Jones, I think. No, I don't think so. I actually don't think so. Gardner Minshew, this dude. Nah. I don't know what them dudes is. Gardner Minshew better than them dudes. And Fitz is better than Mitch for sure. Fitz is better than him too. Fitz better than Ben too. Teddy probably like right here. Teddy better than Daniel Jones for sure. This is probably right. This is probably pretty good. Actually, I don't even know. I don't put Trey Lance. This really having this dude was playing in like a Division 2, like a whole other division. But these guys are last. They probably shouldn't even be on here, right? They're backups. Jalen Hurts being the Drew Lock. I think. And see, I don't know. Let's see, Zach Wilson. See, I think Ben is better than Drew Lock, though. But Zach has to be better than Ben. Drew's better than Cam. Cam's better than Hurts. I actually like. I actually like this. I like this. I think this is good for me. For sure. These two are hot swappable, probably. Herbie and Tommy could be swapped. I think Matty Ice is still top of the bunch. Yeah. I think he's still top. I think he's better. But obviously, you would obviously take Lamar over him. But I think he's better than Lamar. I mean, is this just age-wise? Everything stood still. Just ranking them. Tannehill. I think Joe B is right. Carson could be moved out probably. Carson, I mean, he was awful last year, but I think he's actually still decent. I think Joe B goes over. I mean, Tannehill definitely goes over Carson. I'm taking Carson over Josh Allen for sure. Baker's in the right spot. Jimmy Garrett's in the right spot. Yeah. Tier list, baby. Should pop this up on Twitter. Pop this junk up on the tweeter. Yeah. There it is. Patty Mac, Aaron Rodgers, Russie, Shawnee, Tommy, the Herbert, Matty Ice, Daiquiri, Matthew, Lamar, Kyler over Joe B. For now. Ryan's over Kyler, right? Ryan's probably over. No, Kyler's probably right. Kyler be balling, and he could run. That's it, and that's it for Play Some D. I figured it'd be extended. I kind of wanted to limit all the other quarters so I could kind of delve in because I was just going to rattle them off in the the what's the name, but yeah, whatever. But that's Play Some D episode 16. Thank you for watching. And yeah, this was probably could have the QB rankings all to themselves. I was definitely hyped up to do these QB rankings for whatever reason. I don't know. Yeah, talked about Coach K, gave him some little flowerings. Talked about sports fans, just the recent incidents in the NBA playoffs, and spoke about the 100-year history, unfortunate history of Black Wall Street and Tulsa community. And yeah, I run it back obviously next week. Everything holding true to how it's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But thanks for watching. If you are gracious enough to like the video, I totally appreciate that. If you also want to subscribe, you can smash that baby for me. Thank you for doing all of the above. But as always, until the next one, holla.